first video about, I've just released this post about the labeling process. It was discovering, I wanted to have selected good tools. First for NLP task, like making a custom name entity recognitions for Spacey, and I was not able to afford to pay Prodigy, so that's why I've discovered this tool named Label Studio. And by the way, Label Studio is able to do much more things on machine learning. It's not only dedicated to NLP. So I made a kind of mix between these two articles. Is first of all getting started with Label Studio, and second using for different way to use it for machine learning from where we will go through these cases. So what is required for this case is you need to have installed Docker, because I'm not using like they say you can use pip, brew, git and Docker, but I'm using mostly Docker because sometimes it's easier and also it can provide many environment different. The code that I'm going to use is right here on my GitHub account, but you can find it on their account, on the GitHub account of Label Studio, and they can even show you also the Pytorch machine learning sentiment analysis which is behind. But let's go straight away. So, and for those who wants to understand what is the process, we've seen a little about this on NLP tasks. We're going to do this exactly the same things, and how we can also improve this annotation process, which is a very basic of this loop so with machine learning, and that's the reason why. So let's first do the thing. So like I said, I hate typing, so I will do, so this console will be dedicated to so I'm here, okay, you see I'm here, and I'm gonna create my little directory where I'm gonna launch my Label Studio, my Docker thing. So I'm gonna do right away the Docker, and I will wait meanwhile. So I've already downloaded, so it doesn't take time, but when you launch the first time, it will create, and you can see it's creating the database and stuff like that, all that is required. So in this article, when they try to give you, they're using an EMDB labeling. So they're using an EMDB dataset, and they only take 100 reviews that are unlabeled, and we can label it through Label Studio, which is pretty simple. I give you the URL of the sample, but right away I will see if, yeah, it's okay. So I'm gonna get there, and I'm gonna import quickly. So like I said before in the previous video, I think I need to sign up, and then I give a password, whatever, and then it's done. Then you create the project. So the project that they're offering, as I say, are EMDB project. So I'm gonna do it quickly. Okay, so here we go. So there's nothing new, except that this time I'm gonna select unlabel a CSV file. Okay, so this is a list of tasks, and the unlabel, you see why there's no sentiment. So I'm going to do the work manually if I intend to do the work manually. Okay, so I'm gonna that's pretty easy. And here is still NLP, well, kind of NLP task, but this time it's a different one, and it's more positive and negative. And what I'm going to train, or what I'm going to fill up, that's the sentiment. And that's also the review. I'm working on the review. So for instance, if I don't select right here, you see, it will load the stuff, but there's no review. I cannot see any review. It's because I forget to select in the Label Studio the review. Okay, and then it's okay. And then I can do the work like positive, negative. The stream is so bad. Apparently this is negative. So I can submit. So I do the regular work. Okay, and if I come back, I have the stuff that I've been. If I label the text, for instance, I can skip. Okay, and then I can submit. And if I go back, so this is the natural, I need to refresh. You see, this one has been skipped. This one has been, did I? No, let's say, what's this positive, whatever. Okay, so you do the job of labeling. That's exactly what I was describing right here. So we're good. Anyway, we delete the stuff and we're gonna see if we can leverage on machine learning, because that's the most interesting, because doing it manually, that's pretty boring. So this time, that's use case number 2. So I need to have the environment. The environment is this one. I won't go into the details of how to create an environment with Anaconda, but I'm using Anaconda, but you can use whatever you want, even poetry or vamp, whatever. I'm using Anaconda because I find it much more interesting. So I've created this kind of using Label Studio, which is a specific one, and also I'm gonna use this time for the server, for the third part. Okay, so let's first work on this part. So first of all, I need to know if so we are in sentiment analysis. We have the CNN, or the model, the machine learning model, and I need to see if this machine learning model is pretty good or not. That's exactly what they are saying. I think. No, that's the second part. So I tried to mix it up, but this is exactly this part. So I want to see if it's working or not. Let's see. So this one, if I have a look, this video made by Jeff are great. It's so educational. Apparently, this is much more positive. Okay, and let's do it. Let's see. So basically, you have zeros. That's very good. And when it goes down below 1, sorry, it's become negative. So for instance, let's take, my name is Bruno. Okay, the YouTube video made by Bruno are not well organized. It's such a mess of file and explanation. Well, pretty true and pretty negative right away. And then we can also take another one if you want. So this one was Bruno Flaven, that's me. He's not a good machine learning engineer. Oh, that's a pity. And that's not good. That's not also always good. And the one that was the one used inside the model. So Label Studio is the best. Yeah, probably this is positive. Okay, this is positive. So that's exactly what we intend to do. And we're gonna test a label, this one with a sentiment that is already made, and we're gonna import it and make it validate by human people. So we need to convert the CSV file into a JSON. That's a pre-annotation. That's exactly what they are explaining here. And well, anyway, that's somewhere here. So that's the first part. Yeah, that's this one. So let's do it. So I need to generate this prediction. So this prediction is right here. It's going to use the machine learning model, and it's going to prepare the JSON file directly. Let's say, hey, YouTube. I'm going to call it sentiment CNN for YouTube, or for YouTube. That's better. And then he's gonna do the prediction. So let's do it. So the file is here. So I need to so I always get confused also. Yeah, I need to get into the sentiment analysis. Okay, let's copy the path. Okay, right here, and you can see that's exactly what they have here, and what I've given here also. Okay, so you have exactly the same, so except that I've called it like this. And then I will do sorry, I'm generating the prediction. So yeah, I should see now because it's very small. Yeah, I should see it, and I can import it. That's directly. So that's pretty useful because you can convert the CSS, and it's pretty transparent, or you say transversal. You can you always need to import some stuff. So basically, I'm redoing movie sentiment 2. Well, that description is useful, and then I upload the video, but this time I'm gonna take this one, and I'm still doing this natural language processing, text classification, and also I'm still working on review. Okay, import it. So then you have the review, and then you can select the column with the prediction score, prediction model. Okay, so we have the prediction score and the prediction model that I just made. And so the people who's going to work on annotation would say, okay, I validate or not, right? For instance, this is the one over, apparently this is negative. So I update it and I'm good. And you see, it will, here you have annotation, and then you have the total prediction. So the prediction is here. I take the second one. Yeah, this is positive. Okay, and I update it. Okay, and I can follow up. So the people can work on this sample. And by the way, you have the same thing. If I think to skip it, I need to go this way, skip it, submit. Yeah, I think that this one, refresh. Yeah, I have skipped this one. I have submitted this one. Maybe I was too quick, and this one I can cancel skipped, and then okay, saying this is positive, and I submit it. Okay, so this is a regular job, and the only thing that you need to know also in that settings, you can see right here, I think it's machine learning, I have import my sentiment CNN YouTube for YouTube 100 prediction. Okay, so right here we're gonna see how we can see the third case, which is automatically labeling using a machine learning prediction server. So maybe I'm gonna stop the video for the moment and make a fourth video because it's a bit longer. So I want to be sure that it doesn't increase this video already. Okay, so thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, and see you in a second for this fourth video on how to use labeling and prediction server. Okay, see you then.